Aloha, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Marilyn, occasionally called Maya, the baby boomer booktuber, and today I have something a little different for you. My daughter hauled my books for me. Actually, this is a little bit of a vlog as well, and I'm going to show you some pictures that, some video that she took of the Rainbow Bridge. And the Rainbow Bridge was built in 1921, and it's a reinforced concrete bridge over Anahulu Stream. It's known as the Rainbow Bridge for its distinctive double arches. One of the most recognized symbols of Haleiwa, the bridge replaced an earlier wooden structure in 1921. Haleiwa, when I moved to Hawaii in 76, was a sleepy little town and an historic town of sugar plantations. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to have to look that up. But now it's a major tourist, I don't want to say trap, but it's very crowded usually. But it's still a nice town, and with beautiful, as every Hawaii is full of beautiful paradise. My daughter went to, she's a jock now, so she paddleboards with her friends. And they went one early morning to Rainbow Bridge. But she surprised me, and she went to Goodwill, which is a charity shop, and she picked out some books for me. Some of them were successful, some not so. But I'm just going to show you what she picked out for me. The first book is Shakespeare's Spy by Gary Blackwood. It's sort of a mystery, and she knows I like mysteries. So it says, you will come into a fortune, but what the fortune teller doesn't tell which, the orphan boy turned actor in Will Shakespeare's company is who is stealing from the company. Things are disappearing, etc. This is my least favorite book that she hauled for me. And I'm not sure why. It sort of reminds me from the picture that it's sort of a young adult sort of book based on Shakespeare. But I'm not going to give it a thumbs down yet, but I'm not exactly putting it on my pile of possibilities for right now. The next two books are from Banana Yoshimoto. And one is a short story collection. It's 6 stories. It's called Lizard. And the next story is a novel. It's Amrita. And that's a novel. I looked through these, and I actually read one of the short stories. If you look at the blurbs about these two books, they almost always talk about how wonderful Banana Yoshimoto is, and that she shouldn't shy away in her celebrity, and she's made for the Generation X people. I read Kitchen. I liked it, but it was a little slow for me. It reminded me of the movie a little bit of Lost in Translation. And even though I lived in Japan, it was very moody. And in these books, there's a lot of magical realism, which I'm not a fan of. I did read one story, like I said, in Lizard. And the story was of a salaryman, and he's coming home from work late at night, and there's only one other person in the car, and he's a man who's like a tramp or a bum. And he sits next to him, and the man suddenly starts changing into a beautiful woman, and tells him a lot of secrets about himself, and gets him to talk about himself. And the question is it a man? Is it a woman? Or is it some kind of magic realism going on? And sort of that's where I ended the story, because it became a little bit not for me. I can understand why. It turns out that he's not happy in his home life, and I didn't go any further than that. But she's certainly a subtle writer, and but I can't say that I'm going to read these two books. I think I'm going to give them to my library, or we're very, I think she got these books because we live in Hawaii, which is very much has a Japanese population, and there's a bookstore called Book Off that has Japanese literature in it. So I'm not surprised that she was able to pick these up for $1 each. So those are the 2 books. The next 2 books she gave me were books that I tried to read, or at least one of them. It's The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo by, I don't know, Stieg Larsson, the national bestseller, the movie. And what I got from it, I tried to read this. I went to an Airbnb visiting New York, and it was a very well-stocked book. She had a very well-stocked bookshelf, the owner of the Airbnb. And I tried to read a few pages, but I couldn't get into it. And it says, murder mystery, family saga, love story, and financial intrigue combine into one satisfying, complex, and entertaining atmospheric novel. The first in Stieg Larsson's thrilling millennial series featuring Lisbeth Salander. He is aided by the pierced and tattooed punk prodigy Lisbeth Salander. So I guess she's the tattoo. She's the girl with the dragon tattoo. And I think from what I know about this book, just by looking, asking people and seeing the movie around, was that the Lisbeth Salander is very good with computers, and she's tattooed, and she's the lady with the dragon tattoo. So then she saw The Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest, which is, I don't know if it's second, but it's also by Stieg Larsson. And in the continuing volume of the trilogy, so it's a trilogy, Elizabeth Salander lies in critical condition in a Swedish hospital, a bullet in her head. So if I do get to these books, I will read both of them. I'm not really into trilogies, but I think that these books, they got so much attention that maybe I should read them. So they're a maybe. The next book was actually one that has been made into a movie, and it's called The Other Boleyn Girl by Philippa Gregory. It's being made into a movie. It's probably made into a movie. 2 sisters competing for the greatest prize, the love of a king. And I have to say that I read the prologue and I really enjoyed it. And this is historical fiction about Anne Boleyn's sister, who was murdered by King Henry VIII, and all that intrigue that went on then. And I didn't think I would like it, but I was interested. So this might be the one that I actually read in the next couple of months. The last book was a former library book, it looks like also the Yoshimoto book, and it's called Quartet in Autumn by Barbara Pym. And this is the most interesting book to me of all of them. I just finished reading Excellent Women. So I looked up what this was about, and then I was really intrigued. This is the story of 4 people in late middle age, Edward, Norma, Nettie, and Marcia, whose chief point of contact is that they work in the same office and they suffer the same problem, loneliness. Lovingly, poignantly, satirically, and with much humor, Pym conducts us through their small lives and the facade they erect to defend themselves against the outside world. There is nevertheless an obstinate optimism in her characters, allowing them in their different ways to win through to a kind of hope. Barbara Pym's sensitive wit and artistry are at their most sparkling in Quartet in Autumn. And if you follow my channel, you know that I'm doing a project this year, my first year on BookTube, which is to read about older women, and books that are written by older women and books about older women. And this seems like the perfect book to start off with. Well, not to start off with, I already read a lot, but I'm reading this first of all the books that my daughter hauled for me. So, to end this video, I can't not say that this is July, and this is Jane Austen July, and I just finished Mansfield Park. and I'm into Jane Austen Persuasion, and I'm enjoying this this edition very much. It comes with notes with every chapter at the end. There's notes, and there's like 1, 2, 3, and I can't help but look at some of the notes. Most of them I really understand already just by reading Jane Austen 40 years ago. Has it really been 40 years? Yes, it has. And the book itself is beginning to come back to me, but I'm really enjoying reading it. So the notes, I think this edition was made for students because some of the notes are just words that are maybe a little hard or unusual, but some of the notes have historical significance. For example, they talk about sloop. I knew that a sloop is a type of boat, and one of the main characters is Admiral, I think, in the Navy during the Napoleon time. And I don't know too much about that time, so it was very interesting to read the notes and find out exactly what was happening during the time that she wrote this book. So anyway, just for Jane Austen July, I had to mention that I'm really enjoying the books I'm reading for Jane Austen July. Well, this is the end of my daughter's book haul, and I hope you enjoy the photos and the video, and I hope you enjoy my little side video. This is the first time that I'm actually putting photos and videos in my BookTube video. So I hope you enjoy it, and if you do, please hit the notification bell and subscribe. I just hit 700 subscribers. I seem to lose and gain subscribers. So I think that's a good thing because people that like you will stay with you, and people that thought they liked you but don't will leave. And that's the way it should be. And this is just my hobby. So anyway, I hope you enjoy everything that's going to come with this video. And until we meet again, which is soon, aloha oi.